now rocking with the best. Who's the boxing show that's knocking out the competition? The kick-ass podcast that make you want to listen. The place where boxing fans and fighters rejoice. Thumbs up for Richie, you're listening to the fighter's voice.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of the Fighter's Voice. Today, we got a great show for you this evening with us in studio. See, I always want to say in studio, but I guess he really is in studio by way of Zoom. It's the former lightweight champion of the world, and that's Mr. Regis Prograis. Regis, you had training camp today. First of all, welcome to the show, my man. I heard a little bit of noise in the background, but I know you're in training camp, and you got your whole team with you. Tell us about that experience. You know, your team is with you, and how your media day was today.
I mean, it was cool, man. I mean, besides the LA traffic, you know, the LA traffic is a killer, of course, but everything was cool. Everything went smooth, bro. You know, that's all. Just I did my little workout. Then after that, like I said, the only thing is the LA traffic after you because we had to work out again. And then after that, I got to work out again tonight. So, and it's taken away from my nap time, basically. Usually after I train, I usually go home. Well, I come back to the house and I take a nap and stuff. So today I didn't get that in, of course, because I had media day. But like I said, man, it's part of the job. It's fine. Everything is cool. And so, you know, that's kind of what we did today.
You know, I was watching some of your interviews take place today, and Richard Schaefer was right next to you. You seem very calm and collective, especially when he was talking about big things happening in your career. And you seem to just absorb it very well. Like that's the normal thing to hear. When you hear your name being mentioned at being a great fighter or being involved in the biggest fights, how does that make you feel as an individual, as a father, and even as a husband?
I mean, for me personally, bro, I mean, I feel like I deserve that. You know, that's the thing. I mean, I work hard, you know, to get everything that's coming my way, basically, you know. So that's exactly why I train. I train just for all that. You know, the plan is for me to they ordered today that the WBC is gonna make this a final eliminator. So if it's vacates, then you know I'll be right back in line to get that belt again. So like I said, man, it all feels good, but that's why I'm training for. I'm doing what I got to do, and you know, right now it's just all talk. But you know, we still all of us still all parties. We still have to put the work in. You know, Rich has to put his work in to promote me, and I still have to put. I'm the main character. I have to put my work in the gym to become a champion and to become a superstar again. But to become a superstar, basically. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, man, everything is all good, but you know, for me, it's all talk right now. We all gotta put in that work, and that's what I'm looking forward to, putting in that work.
You know, I know a lot of people ask you, I've asked you in the past about, hey, possibly moving up to 147, but I'm going to get off that already because I'm going to respect your goals, and your goals is to become a two-time champion in the 140-pound division. Knowing that you do have options, I'm going to ask you this, Regis, and it's probably a silly question. Why do you want to stay in the fire? When I say the fire, you're talking about the Jose Ramirez's, the Josh Taylors, the Arnold Barbozas, even the Regis Prograis of the world.
Listen, bro, I feel like I don't want to say Rob. Rob is a bad word, but I feel like I should still be a world champion. That's it. And it's just my goals, bro. I just want to be a world champion again at 140 before I go up to 147. I mean, for me, I'm a person that I'm a long-term player. You know, I play the game for the long term. And for me right now, of course, I can go to 147. And I can make some good money. I can make a lot of money at 147 and probably become a champion at 147. But listen, my goal is to become a champion again, a two-time champion again at 140. And then after that, go to 147 and you know, and then campaign at 147 and probably get a belt at 147 later on. But for me, I play a long game and I want to be a champion again. And right now, you know, at first I was thinking about, you know, maybe go ahead and get a few more fights at 140, become a champion, but I might stay at 140 because it's a lot of heat coming at 140 right now. You know, it's a lot of big names. So I'm right in the middle. You know, Richard Schaefer was talking about that. I'm right at 140 to you got 35 pounders coming up. It's a superstars at 135 coming up to 140. I'm at 140, and then at 147 they got the superstar. So I'm like right in the middle to where I can kind of pick and choose, and I go wherever I want to, you know. So it's a whole lot of big fights that could come my way. And you know, like I said, the people. It's people at the big names. They got the 4 or 5 big names at 135, and I think they might be moving up to 147. So if that happens, I might just stay at 140 and you know get those big fights. You know, why not?
So basically, Regis, you don't want to leave until the party comes. You don't want to leave when the party's coming because the party's coming at 140. I mean, we're talking about the tanks.
Exactly.
We're
Theofimos and hey, they're all there. So why leave now? At least you want to greet them, right, with a left and a right before you leave to another division, correct?
Exactly. So why not? You know, why not do that? You know, it's you know, it's a lot of those are big names. You know, you got of course, Loma. I don't know if Loma will come up to 140, but you know, you got Loma, you got Haney, you got Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, and Javante Davis. All of them talking about coming to 140, and I'm right there in the mix. So why would I? You know, it'll be stupid for me to go to 147. And of course, they got some big names at 147. But for me, like I said, man, I played a long game, and I think that 140 is gonna be on fire in the next 2 years. So I'm staying my ass right at 140.
You know what, Regis? And I'm looking at you, man. First of all, I'm looking at your face because ever since that you told yourself, hey, I need professional help about getting a nutritionist, a dietitian. I mean, you are only a couple pounds away from fight weight. You look great.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, I ain't been on a diet like right now all the way. Of course, I got my strength and conditioning guy, and you know, he's on my ass a little bit. But you know, once my nutritionist comes, I get with my nutritionist back when I get back to Texas, and once he comes, then you know, it'll be on and popping.
Listen, man, when you got the call, first of all, if your opponent, and of all places, Dubai, man, I mean. Was there any hesitation at all? Were you getting ready to tell New Orleans and California bye?
Yeah, I mean, no hesitation at all, bro. It's like, what, Dubai, bro? Like, I told people earlier, man, pinch me, man. I might be dreaming right now. Pinch me because it's too good. I'm fighting Dubai. Like, that is awesome. Floyd is about to fight. He's talking about fighting Dubai. And, you know, I'm about to fight in Dubai. Still about, you know. So, I mean, listen, bro, it's a dream come true, bro. I'm a kid from the streets of New Orleans, and I fight in Dubai. This is crazy to me.
You know, before I get into the hot mix, man, things are good for Regis Prograis right now. I mean, you got the channel blowing up. You got your own gear going on. You got the house, the mansion of your dreams. You're the man. You write your own ticket right now. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you'd be in the place that you are today?
It's like a yes or no type of question, man. Because you know what? Yes, because I always put in the work. That's one thing I always did, man. I always put in the work every single day. I went to the gym, I grinded. No, because sometimes you can put in all the work all you want, but it just don't happen for you. You know, sometimes it just don't happen for you. But ever since I was young, bro, I just felt like I was special. When I was younger, coming up in New Orleans, you know, all the teachers the main thing everybody would say, man, what do you want to do? Me, I always wanted to be an athlete. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I mean, it was basketball. Basketball is actually my first love. I love basketball. I still like basketball to this day. Basketball, football. I ran track. I swam a little bit, played a little baseball. You know, but none of those things kind of stuck. But with me, boxing is just something I just love. But anyways, you know, getting back to the story, it's like all the teachers they'll say, you know, they'll tell you the percentage of people that are professional athletes in the world. You know, people that actually can make it a living. It's a very, very, very small percentage. And when I was younger, I always felt like I was one of the people. I just always felt it like I'm gonna be one of them. And I grew up and became one of them. So I'm, you know, like I said, I'm just grateful that I am, and it's fun, very, very fun.
When did you know, as far as like the spotlight, the media, when you went out somewhere and someone asked for an autograph or a picture, when did you say to yourself, man, this is it. I can get used to this. I love this, you know, the greeting the fans or being recognized. When was the first moment for Regis?
I don't like, man, I don't even care about that, to be honest. You know, like I'm not worried about like being famous. I just like people for people. That's the thing. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I get it mixed up all the time, you know, because I'm just a people person. I just like people. I just like being around people. I like talking to different people and stuff. And sometimes I have to get it in my mind that these people, they talking to me because I'm a boxer. I'm a good fighter, not because of me as a person, you know. But I like people, man. And it just, I mean, sometimes I think for me, it doesn't bother me when people come up asking for pictures because I'm not like super famous. But when I go to New Orleans, like most people know me. And then usually when I go some places, like somebody will know who I am. You know, like even I'm out in LA and stuff, people will know, people will know who I am and stuff like that. But I'm not like super famous to where like it's crazy. I can't walk on the street and people know me everywhere. But most places I go, then yeah, like one person might, oh, you Regis, right? You Regis, and then I'll just like be like, yeah, what's up, and talk to them and stuff like that. But it's not, for me right now in my life, it's not like crazy to where it's out of hand and stuff like that. So it's still like, it's still cool, basically.
I mean, well, you're a very likable person. I mean, okay, first of all, I started off as a fan and following you, but I'm going to be honest with you. Lately, I become a fan of you just being a daredevil, of you just living life on the edge, and you just like riding a horse with no hands. And the other day, I mean, who says, yeah, I was on a motorcycle and, I almost broke my leg and my arm, but I'm okay. And you got back on the very next day. You're getting ready to go. And
I got back on that very same day, same second, bro. Same thing. Got right back on that shit.
I don't think you're going to be insured by life insurance, man. They're not going to give you any type of policy. Dancing with sharks, whales, and etc. But no, and your son. I was watching a clip today where he's jumping off a cliff himself, only 8 years old.
Yeah. That's my baby, man. Yeah. I just like to live life, bro. I mean, I don't know if I guess I am a daredevil. Of course, I'm definitely a daredevil. The adrenaline, listen, drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs, and I never did none of that stuff. So I guess for me, that's like my high. Like doing stuff like that. That's like my high, and it's just for me. I'm just doing things that I'm kind of living out my childhood. I guess like growing up, we didn't travel, we didn't do all this type of stuff. We didn't have money to do that. So, now I have the means and I can do all those type of things. So that's kind of what I do. I just enjoy myself. Like I'm a very sporadic person to where like I can see something and I'm just gonna want to do it. That's just how I am. I can look at a commercial on TV and it'd be like, come to this destination. And I'll be like, I'll tell my wife, let's go. That's just how I am. Or if I got friends like I was with, we had went to Mexico, like when I fell off the four-wheeler, we went to Mexico and some friends called and it was like, man, you want to Mexico in a few days? We're like, let's do it. Like we just got somebody to watch the kids and we just did it. And that's just how I like to just live. I guess I like just having fun, being very sporadic, and you get the best stories like that.
Well, you talk about the adrenaline and being excited. I got to ask you this, man. What was it like meeting Iron Mike Tyson? I mean, you get to size him up. He's right there next to you, and I know it was only just a picture, but did you at all feel that reverence around you?
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, listen, Tyson is my favorite fighter of all time. Tyson and Duran, that's my fighters of all time. It's like 1A and 1B. I can't even put one above the other. Tyson and Duran. I met both of them. And I spent time with. Well, actually really spent time with Duran. Tyson was just a picture. We said what's up, and it was just a picture. But hopefully I get on this podcast and I talk to him later. But it was just, I mean, it's a dream come true, bro. I mean, I grew up watching this dude, and by the time like I was watching him as like highlights and stuff when I was growing up. He was already, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyson became champion in 1990 or 1989, which I was born at that time. I didn't really watch him coming up, but this is like what it was like I still watch his late fights and older fights. This is what I watched growing up, and I just love, for me, Tyson, my favorite fighter. Like I said, is my favorite fighter. So meeting him is like, it was just crazy. Like I just, like I said, man, dream come true.
You mentioned two legendary fighters, and whether consciously you do or not, what do you think you picked up from Mike Tyson, and what do you think you picked up from Roberto Duran? There has to be something you picked up.
I definitely picked up. I mean, I can't really say I picked up nothing from Mike. It's just like how in real life how big he really is, like how stocky he really is. You look at the picture and we almost the same height, but just how much thicker he really is than me. It was just like crazy, and just looking how this man used destroy giants. Like I love that about him. That's why he was like my favorite fighter, because he was like small and short, and just imagine that has to be a hell of a feeling if you can beat up every man in the world. Like no man in the world cannot beat you. Like that gotta be a hell of a feeling, and I want to ask him that. Of course, one day I will ask him that. But I mean, it gotta be a hell of a feeling to know you just the baddest man on the planet. And you know, with Duran, I actually learned stuff from him because we spent time, like we actually spent a few hours together. So just things, we were shadowboxing and stuff, and he was teaching me on a bag and all that stuff, man. That was just awesome.
Well, I mean, where does it stop? I mean, you met two people that you really admire. Is there anybody else in your life that you haven't had the opportunity that you really think highly of, that you haven't come encounter with yet?
I mean, I think highly of a lot of people, you know, especially in my sport. You know, I've been around a lot of them, man. If you come to my gym one day, you'll see my gym is filled. My wall on my gym is filled all the fighters, you know. So I mean, I can go down the list, man. I met, of course, Marvin Hagler, rest in peace. Before he died, I met Hagler. I was around Hagler, Pernell Whitaker, Holyfield, Andre Ward, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tyson Fury, of course, me and Crawford cool, Timothy Bradley, who else? Me and Roy are really cool. Me and Roy Jones, we cool. I mean, I just know all these people, man. But Duran and Tyson was just like that's like my idols, you know. So they're higher on the list. But like I said, man, I've been around. For me, Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper of all time, right? So I've been around Lil Wayne a bunch of times. Around him, Tyson and Duran, my two favorite fighters of all time. So I've been around them. So really, it's like I don't think nothing could impress me, you know. I mean, I don't think so. Probably like somebody like Jay-Z or Oprah Winfrey or Barack Obama, something like that. But inside of my sport, inside of my profession, that's it. The two biggest people I can meet, I met already. I mean, Ali's gone, Sugar Ray Robinson's gone, Harry Armstrong is gone. So that's the two biggest.
Hey, Regis, I met you in Vegas. I mean, that has to mean something, right?
That's a little something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Regis, you and Mike Tyson, you guys have a lot in common, more than you think. You both like to read. You know, you like to study the sport. What's the last book you read? Because you're always working on something. You're always reading constantly.
Right,
you like to exercise
right
you like to exercise your mind a lot.
Yeah, I'm reading a book right now about Malcolm X. A big long book about Malcolm X right now. I got that reading from Mike Tyson. That's what I got. That's who I got it from. Really. I mean, I can't wait to one day talk to him about it. Like, I really got that from him because he was just a student of the game, and you know, me. That's what I am. I'm a student of the game. I just love to learn about my history. If I read a book about like Joe Louis or something like that, and I just want to know what they did, how did they get to the top? I just, you know, and I read so many books, and I mean, for me, I get it from him.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go off the cuff a little bit. I'm going to tell you a quick story about Mike Tyson. Of course, he was an icon. He was in his prime. He was coming back, and my mom would always. I'd go all the way to Vegas, man, and take my mom with me just so she could meet the fighters. She met Chavez and Frankie Rando and Don King, but she always wanted to meet Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson was doing an interview with Larry King. So not Roy Holloway, but John Horn, who was one of his advisors. I met John Horn about maybe 9 months before. So we're in the back of the MGM Grand. They're taping the show with Larry King inside of the ring at the MGM Grand. Roy Holloway, he passes by. He doesn't know who I am. John Horn, he says hello, and he says, "Oh, you got mom with you." He went inside, maybe 15 seconds, comes back out and says, "Bring mom with you." He takes us to the green room. Now, the green room, you know, they got food there, and then you can see the monitors of where the interview's taking place. And you have press in there with us. So, but the press, they're doing a lotto, which means there's maybe 15 press members, only 7 get to interview him or be around him. So, you know, they're waiting. So they look at me and my mom because we're in there, and we're wearing shirts that say "Free Mike Tyson," of course, because we were really, you know, trying to get his attention and supporting him. They looked at us up and down like, "Oh, man, who are these people?" But little do they know, Horn came out, and he says, "Bring mom with you." So they got to see us meet Mike Tyson on the monitor. So everybody there that was waiting, who kind of prejudged, like, "Who are you guys?" Right? You see this Mexican and his Mexican mom there on the monitor meeting Mike Tyson. So anyways, there was cameras. There wasn't no phones involved. I don't even think I had a pager at the time. So I'm going to get to more of the story. So I take a picture of my mom and Mike Tyson. And something that Mike Tyson said, it clicked in my head. It stuck with me. He goes, "Oh, I want a copy of that." And I'm thinking, okay, I mean, how do I get it to you? How do I send it to you? You know, I'm thinking, okay, it'll never happen. So I do have a copy of it, and I was scheduled to do an interview with him. He was coming to Lemoore because he was doing his stand-up. Remember, it was the Mike Tyson. He was telling the story. I believe, gosh, who's the guy?
True.
Yes, exactly. But prior to that, he did that interview in Canada, and the guy asked him a question, right? It just set Mike off. Remember, Mike got upset. He asked him
I saw that.
right off the bat, something like, prison and rape or something. He goes, what do you, it set Mike off.
Remember that.
Exactly. So after that, I got an email from his PR, his publicist said no more interviews. So the chance that I had to give a copy of what he asked for, it just never happened. So I'm kind of like you. When I talk to him again, I'm going to give him that copy of that picture and show it to him that he took with my mom years back. So I just had to share that story, man, because you're not the only one, But when I talked to him and I met him, I felt that reverence around. He had his black shirt on, and he had on these Timberlakes, and he just had on some awesome cologne, man. And hey, that was Mike Tyson.
Right.
So listen, it still has an impact with me, and that's the way I feel when I'm interviewing Regis Prograis. Even though I interviewed you like maybe 5 or 6 times, it never gets old. It's always brand new to me, man. I mean, you make that impact with people, not just the media, but the fight fans. Now, you seem to think the only thing missing in your career is that strap, but people recognize you as a walking, talking champion. When you come across your fans and people in New Orleans, and they call you champ, and you don't have the strap, but they still recognize you as a champ, how does that make you feel?
I mean, of course it always feels. I mean, people will call you champ no matter what because, I was actually a champion. I was a real champion. So I think that sticks with you for the rest of your life. If you was a champion, that's what people will call you. They gonna call you champ. So of course that feels good. But for me, I'm not. In my head, I'm not a champion now. I'm not. And I want to be a champion again. So next time, they gonna call me 2-time champ. I don't want them to call me champ. Call me 2-time champ. That'll be my name. That's what I'm gonna tell people to call me next time.
There you go. And Hall of Famer Lee Samuels said, once a champion, I was a champion. And when you were being called 2-time, I went to a training camp back in the day, man, and they would call Tommy 5-time. That was his nickname in the gym, Tommy Hitman Hearns. His brother Billy would call him 5-time. So,
right, exactly, man. He deserved that. You deserve that. You got that belt 5 times, man. You deserve that. You deserve that title for sure.
Exactly, man. Now, listen, I know there's been rumors. I mean, they throw a lot of different names at you, and one of them that's been a possibility is Teofimo Lopez. If that fight, in fact, does happen, how do you think you match up with him?
I mean, I think it's a good fight, man. I mean, listen, when if it win or if it happens, then it'll happen, So right now, I don't talk bad about. I mean, I'm cool with Tio. I was actually with him. Tio was at the party with Mike Tyson, So we was together almost the whole night,
Oh, wow.
So I think it'll be a good fight once. If it happens one day, then it'll be a good fight. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know how true the rumor is. I was hearing that he may exercise or be influenced by Eddie Reynoso. I heard that there may be a change or somebody added to his team.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. I heard about that too. I think he said he might go by Reynoso. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So how do you think Ryan Garcia is going to do now that he has, the legendary trainer himself, Joe Goosen?
I mean, you never know, man. You never know. I think he made a change for a reason. Everybody's saying he's made a wrong decision, a bad decision. I mean, you don't know that, man. Nobody knows. I mean, right now, Eddie Reynoso might just be focused on Canelo, and why not? Why would he be focused on Canelo? Canelo's the biggest name in the sport. So, I just think that, bro, whatever decision he made, he did it. I think he made for the best of his career. He felt like it was a good thing. So, let him. I feel like whatever it's his decision, and only time to tell if it's the right decision or not.
Okay, listen, man, I'm going to let you play matchmaker, okay? I'm going to have the Fantastic Four, Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hitman Hearns, Marvin Hagler. We're going to put Mayweather in that era right now. You get to match him up with 2 out of the 4. Which 2 would it be?
Duran and Hearns, for sure. Yeah, I would love to see him with Duran and Hearns. In
What?
my opinion, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he wins either one of those fights.
How does the fight go with him and Duran? Does it go the distance? Does it?
I think he'll go to distance, but I think Duran will beat him. I definitely think Duran would have beat Floyd, and Tommy definitely for sure. I think it's no doubt. I mean, listen, with Duran, I think that would have been a good fight, but I pulled Duran because Duran, like I said, one of my favorite fighters,
Yeah.
right? So and just skill wise and just how much talent Duran had and all that stuff, and defense and offense mixed in. Duran had just everything. Duran is probably the greatest fighter on the planet right now. Literally the greatest fighter on the planet that's right now. Sugar Ray Robinson's dead, Ali's gone. So, I think he might be the greatest fighter on the planet right now. But yeah, I think that he would have beat Floyd. But Tommy, man, I don't know, bro. Tommy was a monster. Tommy was just so good. So, and just that reach and how big he was. I mean, I don't think Floyd would be able to beat Tommy. I can't say knockout or nothing like that because obviously Floyd never lost. So he never been knocked out because he never lost. So Floyd is a beast. But it's just my opinion.
Tommy had that right hand, man, that jab that set it up, and Tommy didn't get credit.
Tommy had the jab and the right hand, bro. Tommy had everything.
Exactly.
He just hit so damn hard, and Tommy was a beast.
What he didn't get credit for, didn't use it a lot, but I mean, he had a beautiful left hook to the body, a beautiful left hook.
Yeah, exactly. So Tommy was a beast, man. I don't think Floyd would beat Tommy.
So listen, man, when the new boxing game comes out and you see your face on there as a character, man, I mean, again, you said earlier, pinch me, man. I can't believe because the life that you're living right now. That means your son gets to play that game. People all over the world gets to play that game. And someday,
Yeah.
I mean, your whole goal is to become the face of boxing. And in order to do that, you have to clear out the 140-pound division. I mean, you're right there. It's like a big, giant tournament all over again, except nobody has really committed to contracts on fighting each other. But all the goods will be there one day at 140-pound division.
Yeah, right. Yes, I mean, it's all left, baby. It's all left for me to grab it. So, it's just, I'm going to just keep working. That's it. Just keep working and, get that belt again. And then after that, grab some more and do whatever.
Before I forget this, as we go on the show, I want to give your assistant a shout out, man. Benji, right? Benji Billion?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, man.
He's he been helping me out while I'm in camp, bro. Like right now, he's been just doing everything, helping me out, bro. My schedule been just hectic right now. Like my schedule is crazy right now. Like I mean, like I said, I'm super tired right now. I ain't eat yet. Like it's what 6 something o'clock. I didn't even eat yet because I've been so. I mean, I didn't eat a real meal. Of course, it's like 6:30 or whatever, right? And I didn't even eat. I didn't even get a chance to eat yet. So and I still have to work out again in a few hours. So yeah, my schedule is crazy, but at least he's here to help a little bit.
Well, what's the rest of your week like? I know you got sparring tomorrow, and then Thursday, what do you have, like another media day?
No, Thursday not another media day. Tomorrow, now we got dinners. I got some meeting with some people. Dinners,
appearances.
No more media stuff, but it's just, of course, training. It's just fitting all that stuff in with the training. Like I said, my training schedule is hectic. So if you just include anything else other than training, it just becomes even more hectic because, like right now, all I'm doing is training. I just train, eat, sleep, train, eat, sleep, train. Some days when we have a lighter day, we might like hit the beach or something like that for like an hour or 2 hours, and then after that we gotta train again. So. But yeah, my schedule just been like super hectic, bro. But I leave and I go back to Texas on Saturday, so it'll calm down once I get to Texas.
Yeah, once you get there. You talked about the Super Bowl party. I got to ask you, man, how did you enjoy the halftime show? And were there any surprises for you when you were there?
Nah, I mean, it was fire. A lot of people call it the best Super Bowl ever. California stuff. It was fire, man. It was definitely fire. I wish that I could have went out. I went to the Super Bowl party, but of course I had to train the next day, so I had to go home. I had to come to the house and sleep and all that stuff. I was looking on my phone at social media, looking at all the fun everybody was having downtown. But man, I wish I could have went out, but I couldn't. But it was fire, man. Everything was just lit. LA was like lit, super lit.
It's still lit right now from what I'm hearing. So when's the last time you talked to your friend Montana Love?
I had talked to Montana since he fought last time. I think, yeah, I didn't talk to Montana a little while.
Yeah, I believe the last time was it in Fresno? No, he's fought after that.
No, he fought in Vegas. He fought in Vegas.
Okay, yeah, he fought in Fresno.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's exactly right. Because when we had him on the show, I mentioned exactly what you said, and he appreciated that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, me and my we cool, bro. If we fight one day, then we fight. But that's the thing about this sport, man. Like all of us we've been seeing each other for years and years, and then one day you might gotta fight that person. So then you gotta be enemies with that person for whatever, however long, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever. That's just your enemy. That's just how it goes. Then after that, you can become friends. So this game is something else, man. It's something like nothing else you can ever imagine. Because it's like you imagine you got a friend and then you gotta hate your friend, and you gotta really want to beat your friend up and beat his head in, and that's just how it go.
Okay, we're gonna put personal feelings aside right now. Right now, I want you to be an advisor. Jose Ramirez suffered his first loss ever as a professional. What advice do you have to give to him going back into an extremely dangerous fight? I say dangerous because it's not a pushover. After taking his first loss, I mean, after you took your first loss, mentally it had to just mess with you. Physically, you were just ready just to tear anybody up you seen across that ring. What advice do you have to give to Jose Ramirez?
I mean, just get back into it, man. Just get back into it. A loss don't define you. That's the thing. People act like a loss in boxing defines you. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, when I still don't think I lost to Josh Hill. So first off, I don't think I'm in the same boat because I still thought I was wanting to fight. To be honest, I still don't think I lost. But on my record, I have a loss. I do have a loss on my record. So I mean, it's just like, you would think when I was undefeated, I thought a loss would mean like the death of me, and it just doesn't. It's just, okay, a loss. It's just a learning lesson. Just like in life, bro. Like if I read a lot, right? All these books about all these great successful people. One of the people I look up to is, like a Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah has so many L's in her life, so many losses, but she learned from that. A loss is not a loss. It's a loss if you don't learn nothing from it. But all you gotta do is learn from it, and then that's it. Become better. But in boxing, people look at losses like, oh, they're damaged goods now, and it's gonna take them a while to whatever. I don't know. But that's just how it is in boxing. But listen, bro, a loss ain't nothing if you don't. A loss in boxing is nothing if you don't learn nothing from it. If you learn from it, then it's not a loss. It's considered a lesson.
Well, actually, there's going to be two fighters coming back that day. Prior to that, there was another kid from Stockton, California, Gabriel Flores Jr. He suffered his first loss. He's going to be on the undercard of that big event, and also is a Tulsa's own Olympian. Remember, we talked about the heavyweight Olympian, Richard Torres Jr. He'll be making his pro debut that night, and March 4th.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you tune into a lot of fights, Regis? I mean, yourself, or do you just catch the highlights, or are you a student of today's game?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a student of today's game as much. Of course, I watch the big fights, and I watch fights, but it's not like a priority on my list, to be honest now. But I will watch fights and stuff. But I'm more of an old school type of person. I love watching old school. I love watching old school fighters. That's just me. But I mean, of course, I watch. Sometimes I might get on YouTube and watch older fights of the new school guys. That's what I'll do. It might not be a fight that's happening like today, but it'll be a fight that happened probably last like few years or something like that. So I mean, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just get up and put on YouTube or just watch any of the guys. It doesn't matter the name. Just put up whoever, and I just watch their fights from like a year or 2 years ago, something like that.
Regis, I just got to ask you, man, what does that Creed cologne smell like? Because I remember you said you bought some. It was like $300, and the guy tried to sell you the $1,200 bottle.
It's six. It's
$600. Okay, $600.
Small bottle, and it's 12 for the big one. You get another. So I run out my car got another one. They ran Mexico, but it's that crease smell good.
I bet it does.
$600. It's $1,200 for a reason.
Okay. I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, I can't even smell a tester. I mean, I smell the knockoff. That's pretty close, but it's just not, one day, man. One day I'm going to be sitting where Regis is sitting. I'm going to be able to have a couple of those bottles in my repertoire.
One day get that cream.
Exactly. One day the podcast is going to take off. One day the podcast is going to have the belt, and it's going to be pay-per-view status, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll keep my feet on the ground, and, I'll be kicking back with Regis in New Orleans. I'll go see you in New Orleans. How does that sound?
Whatever, bro. I'll show you a real good time in New Orleans too. We have a lot of fun now. Most of my close friends and family, they all live out there. So, we go out there, we have a blast.
Talk to us about your YouTube channel, man. I mean, you got your own channel. It's doing really well. Talk to us about it, and where can we subscribe to it, those that haven't subscribed to it?
It's on, it's called Ruger Life TV. On YouTube, Ruger Life TV. It's just, most of the time it's just like inside personal stuff in camp. Some things I might not post and stuff like that. But that's all. We'll do it like every night. I do need to be more consistent with it, but we'll just do it every now and then. Like right now, we're working on it right now because obviously I'm in camp. I have a fight coming up, so. And then like sometimes after camp, I'll do it. Like I was heavily into it. Like right after camp, I was doing a lot of it because we was doing a lot of travel. After my last fight, and doing a lot of stuff, going to New Orleans and the swamp with the Gators, and was traveling, just doing all kinds of stuff. So it's just like a up close and personal of my life, basically inside and outside of camp.
I got different questions that are coming in. I should have said their name as they were coming in. What's the biggest thing that you've done for a stranger?
The biggest thing I've done for a stranger, probably give them money. Probably give money, clothes, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, like I'm a big wisdom drinking type of person. I think I'm a sucker. I think I'm a big sucker when it comes to giving people like money and things like that. I actually slowed it down now, but I can see somebody on the street, bro. And listen, I'm not gonna lie. This is when I was younger, I was like probably like around 19 to like 23. I was real heavy into religion. So I read a bunch of books. I read the Bible. I read the Quran. I was reading just a lot of things. I was reading a lot of just religious books and stuff. And I was into tithing, right? Tithing. Yeah,
you tithe.
When you give tithe, so when you give the 10%, give the 10%. So what I would do is I would save everything, like 10% of everything I got, and I would just put it in like a Ziploc bag. And one time, I gave somebody on the street probably like $200-$300, something like that. People, and this is when I didn't have money. This is when I was like, this when I was broke, but I saved that 10% up for a long time, and I had a big wad of cash, and I gave it to somebody. And one time I actually, long time ago, same thing, like when I was broke and stuff, bro, I got somebody like a hotel room before, but the thing is with that, man, like it's just people intentions is just not good, like you'll do all that stuff for somebody, then you find out the person really don't need that, or they trying to scam you. So I kind of got away from that stuff now.
It's hard to find true people, man. I mean, it doesn't matter what amount of dollar they have or don't have. You're either a true person or not.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So I learned not to do that no more. They kind of messed it up for the rest of the people.
Yeah, they did, but you know what? You're still a giving person, man. God will lead you the right way to somebody who really needs it, and He'll put it in your heart, and then the rest is history, like you did before. Hey, what was it like riding those horses, man? I mean, just taking off, and you were making fun of your friend. You were making fun of your friend back there because he said that horse was struggling. The guy behind you.
Yeah, bro, that was fire. But we did that Sunday. That was my rest day. My rest day is Sunday. My only day I get a rest day is on Sunday. So, we I had a friend, and she was like, "Man, let's do this." And so we went. We had we rode the horses, and that was actually fun. It was something actually fun to do out here in LA. I went to do it at Griffith Park. They have like a horse stable and stuff. So we did that, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. I rode horses before, of course. I live in Texas, so we definitely rode horses and stuff like that before. But it was definitely something fun to do.
There you go. Hey, this question just came in right now. March 4th, will you be tuning in and watching Jose Ramirez since he's in your division?
Yeah, I'll probably watch him. Yeah, most likely I'll be back in Texas. Yeah, so I'll probably watch him. It won't be like a priority, but I'll watch him. Most likely I'll be watching him. We'll probably be somewhere at the house and stuff, and I'll watch him.
The last time you were on the show, we talked about when you talked to him in Fresno. And during that time, you did an imitation of him. And you don't know how much feedback that I got from that imitation that you did of Jose when you first met him. I mean, you mimicked him completely. I mean, you almost sounded just like him.
Right. I tend to do stuff like that sometimes.
Who mimics Regis Prograis out of everybody there? Who comes close to your style or just your personality?
I mean, some people can mimic me. Let me think. Who can mimic me and stuff? I got some friends and stuff. They'll definitely mimic me and stuff like that. But it's hard to mimic me, bro, because I'm all over the place. I'm just doing everything. I'm all over the place. So it's kind of hard to mimic me because I just, I'm everywhere.
I wish I had the picture to post right now. There's this soccer player for Team USA, female soccer player.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, somebody sent it to me too. Yeah, she looked just like me. My parents got some explaining to do.
I think so. Somebody has some explaining to do. Have you had a chance to meet her? She reached out. Have she seen you at all?
No, we never met each other. Yeah, hopefully I can meet them one day, but we never met each other yet.
Well, I mean, iron sharpens iron, and everybody's respectful of sport, right?
Right. We'll see. Well, maybe we can meet one day. But yeah, I didn't. No, I never met her yet. I don't think we even. I mean, I know about her. I don't know if she knows about me yet, but I know about her. So we'll see. Maybe I'll hit up on Instagram or something like that one day, and she'll see it, and then I'll tell her, tell her what's up or something.
Exactly. One of the last questions I'm going to ask you: today's boxing, what does it need?
I mean, that's a question just like it needs forever, right? You just need to, get the best fights. That's all. I mean, today's boxing get the best fight. Boxing doesn't have a trouble right now. You know why? Because people are getting good fights, and the fighters are getting paid, man. That's the good thing. That's the best thing, right? Fighters are getting paid. A lot of fighters are getting paid all this money and stuff. So that's definitely a good thing right now. But of course, we can get some fights. We can get some fights that people want to see. I know how it is. Promoters, they want to. You can't do it too fast, right? But sometimes you marinate too long, and then the fight might get burnt, right? So you just gotta marinate the right way. That's just how you gotta do it.
Shakur Stevenson, he's gonna unify with Oscar Valdez. What's your take on that matchup, and who comes out the winner?
I got Shakur, man. I got Shakur Stevenson. Shakur is I spar with Shakur. Listen, Shakur can fight. I'm telling you that right now. Me and Shakur spar. We sparred 2 times, and man, Shakur is talented. Very, very, very talented, man. Matter of fact, Shakur might be one of, as far as a southpaw, like just one of the best southpaws I spar with. Probably like Ricardo Williams is probably the best southpaw I spar with, and then probably Shakur is probably. Let me think. Who else? Sparred a lot of southpaws before, but Shakur was good, real good. And of course, Ricardo Williams is probably the best southpaw spar with.
I'm going to mention a name to you. You may not know him. He was just recently, he won the WBC bout at 115 pounds. And that's Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He won the bout about maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Remember the name, Regis, and mark my word. He's going to possibly.
I heard about him. I heard. I didn't watch the fight, but I definitely heard about him. Of course, I heard about him.
Well, that's good. And his brother's Josh Franco, the professor. So right now you got 2 brothers that are holding the belt in the same division.
That's crazy. Yeah. Hopefully they don't fight each other, but that's crazy. That's kind of like Marlon Mero, the Cholo twins. They kind of had that same thing going on, but the other one went up a weight class. So maybe they do the same thing. Maybe somebody decide to go up a division.
Well, one recently posted, he was just joking. One brother reached out to the other and said, "Hey, brother, let's unify." And they had like 2 hands shaking. And I mentioned that to Robert Garcia was on the show Tuesday, and he said, "Hey, I told him, take it down. Take it down." And he had fun with it. He goes, "No, but take it down."
Yeah, they definitely should take it down, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to offer them a lot of money, and they might have to really fight each other. So they probably should take that down, you know. And the thing in boxing, man, it's like you don't want to get into that because boxing, you can really hurt each other, you know, and you imagine hurting your brother, you know. So, yeah, I don't think they should do that.
I'm going to ask you a tricky fictional question. If Regis had a twin brother exactly like him, and we'll just say his name was Peaches or something, or I don't know, Barry or anything. It wasn't Regis. How does Regis beat his brother? That's an exact clone to him.
Man, that's a tough ass question. I don't even know. I can't tell you. I don't know, bro. I can't. If I had to fight me, shit, I don't know how I would do it because that'll be a hard ass fight. I'll be like, God damn, that motherfucker would be hard to fight. I can't even tell you. I don't even know because that's gonna be. If I had to fight myself, that'll be. I wouldn't be looking forward to it.
Well, Regis, you know what? I did look forward to tonight's show, and I'm going to let you rest. And as a true professional, I know you're very booked, you're very busy, but you took the time and the respect, and you gave it to the Fighter's Voice podcast, along with the viewers and the fans and the followers. So from the bottom of my heart, man, especially today's show, I do appreciate that. And I'm glad I got you on time during training camp because I don't want to be that guy when you get close to training camp where it becomes a distraction. So I appreciate you. Yeah, we're posting a picture right now of you rocking the Fighter's Voice t-shirt. And that's another thing that I do appreciate that because other fighters have it, and out of the blue, I mean, they'll just put it on, man. But you made sure you wore it on that video that you shot where you're just relaxing, and you made sure to take a picture and you posted it, man. And I appreciate that.
No problem, brother. Well, have a good night, bro. I'm glad to be on, bro. Yeah, you called me. I'm tired. I gotta eat right now. I ain't even eat yet. I'm tired. And this. Guess what? I still gotta work out in like another 2 hours. So, but you called me at the right time, bro. So thanks for having me, and I'm gonna holler at you.
Hey, man, and give Benji my best for making that happen, man. And sorry we couldn't make it up there today. Some other things got involved, and I don't just want to be that guy that just, hey, I just kick back in here. You will see me in the future at your training camps. I'll surprise you, man. Like I said, you may see me in New Orleans, man. Okay, man. Hey, the best part of the show, as always, I want to thank Regis Prograis. And as always, Fresno, California, Rich Ortiz here. It's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Holla.